Options Center. It's a weekend edition. You guys, we have a lot going on, a lot of information, so I'm going to speak pretty fast. You can watch this video over if you need to, but we're going to go through a lot of things. We're going to check out SPX on multiple time frames, go to VIX, check out some of the indicators, volume on SPY, the options expected move, QQQ, IWM, DIA, BTC, because they all tell a story of why I am continuing to still be bearish. I'm calling this video, wait, are the bulls done? And that's because there's still some bullish counts out there, at least in the short term. But there's no denying that there's something else going on here, that I think we reached some pivotal points, whether it's a larger degree, like a major reversal, or if it's an intermediate, and then we're going to go down for some time and a few weeks to months, and then we might go hit all-time highs again before a major reversal. So let's check it out, and let's not jump too far ahead. We'll continue to do these videos throughout the week, so please hit that notification button if you haven't already. If you're new, go down to that bottom right hand corner, hit that Options Center logo, and subscribe. So let's check this out. SPX on the monthly time frame. Just wanted to check this out real quick. Nothing is wrong with this chart except we have this resistance all the way back to, I believe, 1935. There's a possible resistance here that we're drawing out. So have we hit that for a major pullback? We'll see. But there's nothing else wrong with the chart. We're over all the MAs. We have a little bit of cloud cover here. Nothing to be extremely worried about on the monthly. Let's go down to the weekly. But, you know, it's always got to start off on lower time frames. Okay, down to the weekly time frame. We had this congestion here. What's going on? Did we hit a intermediate wave 3, 4, and now we're doing an ending diagonal? That's one possibility. Or another possibility is that we actually had that reversal and we're turning around right now. And then this is possibly a wave 4 of a larger degree, and then a wave 5 up. So we'll see if this is an intermediate here, right there, or if it's a major. Okay, so the other slight possibility is that this is just an A, B, C correction, some sort of expanding flat. But the main part to look at is we got a reversal candle, we got follow through, we're pushing right on that 8 EMA with bear divergence in the MACD and in the RSI. So this is playing out. We'll see, because we have to clear these certain levels here before we can even consider on the weekly to be very bearish. Now, we had our reversal signal. Now we have to have more follow through. On the daily, trend is our friend. So what I have drawn out here is a possibility that we had our intermediate wave 3 here, 4, very small, but then a ending diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4. And have we ended 5 yet? It's possible on a minute level we could have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in there as well, which would mean we have one more smaller leg up, and that's as bullish as I'm getting right now, unfortunately. But now we have bearish divergence on the RSI and the MACD as well. Let's dig in just a little bit closer. And if this is the wave 3, it doesn't matter how we actually count this. If this is the if we bring this up to this being a 1, this being the 3, this being a wave 2, oops, don't want to mess with that, and this being the wave 4, that would still mean that we're in this ending diagonal, and this is I have a light line drawn here. That'd be a 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly complete, or just a little bit lower, and then a 5 up. Both ways we're looking at that being one more leg up. But my main scenario, I'm just trying to show you the alternatives right now. My main scenario is that we actually made that reversal right here, right now, and we had a pulsive wave move down, and we're looking for a wave 2 up, 3, 4, 5 before we start to wonder what kind of correction this is. But I am looking for a 5-wave move down, whether it be right now or in a couple days to weeks when we make new all-time highs there. So we have to see what kind of, if we get a bounce, we have to see what kind of bounce we get here. And do I think we're going to get a bounce here? It's possible. And the reason why I say that is, let's go down to 65-minute chart, see if we can check things out here. When we made our reversal here, some will argue that this is a impulsive wave move up, in that the correction brings us to a expanded flat where we have an A, expanded B, expanded C, and then we continue up. And that's what I was talking about, that being the possibility of the ending diagonal. So that's one scenario on this time frame. The other is that we had our 5-wave move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're looking at a 1, 2, or an A, B, C correction. And I have the 618. Also, the options expected move at this point. If you don't know what the options expected move is, I'll tag that video up above and at the end of this video at the end card. Okay, so that's what I drew right here. Possibly a wave 4 of the ending diagonal, or a wave 1 of a much larger move down. Either way, I think we're going to get somewhat of a bounce right here. If not, we have a little bit further we can go before that bounce. All right, so let's go over to the VIX, and then we'll check out some of the other time frames. Let's go VIX on the weekly. We've had this this wedge that we've had on here for quite some time. I mean, I haven't touched this thing since May on the weekly. And I'm going to move that over. And we had this wedge. We actually made a fake break, and this wedge is still in play. So you see how we tried to break out, came back in. We're still underneath that wedge, so we're not in free territory yet for the bulls on the VIX. But let's check out the daily. And still just kind of in this channel, we have a midpoint that we try to break over, still couldn't do, and it looks like we're trying to make a higher low here. So we're just, we're really choppy in between. But this one nice impulsive move looked pretty good for the VIX bulls. And so let's see if we can get some follow through there, which would be bad for the market. QQQ. Let's try this out on the weekly. All right, so you see the Qs really pushing, and this channel here, haven't quite broken it from what I have drawn, but let's see what happens if we get some more follow through. If we look a little bit further, we had that reversal here. That's a bearish engulfing, came down to 8 EMA, which is kind of what is happening right now on the SPX. That's what I'm looking at. It came down to there on the weekly, and then it had a little bounce before it came back down again. So we had some consolidation, kind of like a bear flag, and it seems like this bear flag is playing through now. We pushed up off the bottom of it, had a reversal candle, and now is starting to push through. If we actually get a nice amount of follow through next week or much sooner in the days, you know, we could come straight down to this 50-day moving average, where we'll probably see some a little bit of support there as well. But looking at the MACD, we start to curl over. We're actually getting some push off of that histogram. We're at the 50 on the RSI, so is that going to provide a little bit of support? We'll have to just see. Going down to the daily trend is our friend. If you notice, we have our, in the purple, intermediate wave 1, 2. I have it on this drawn out that we have ended our intermediate wave 3, and that we're going to start moving into wave 4 here, which we clearly may have. So at this point, I have an A, B, and a C correction. We have to see how far this actually goes. If this is a flat, I know that other people have this as a major topping point, and that this is a 1, 2, that this is a 1, 2, and working on wave 3, 4, 5 down, and that's certainly a possibility. I have this as a flat so far. So once we get our 5-wave move down here, that's a possibility of wave 1. in a wave 3. So then we'll just have to see what kind of pullback we get at that point. Is it very corrective, or do we start getting impulsive for another wave up to make all-time highs in the pattern there? So it's things to look at. I think we have more downside. We're certainly bearish on this one. We're underneath the 50, 20, 8 EMA. We closed underneath 100. So all we have underneath us really is a little bit of support, and then the 200 coinciding with this gap area, which I think we'll get to. And so that should be our 5-wave move down as either a 1 down or the end of this pattern, and then all-time highs. So that's what we'll have to see. If is this corrective? It's just a pullback for further down, or is this new all-time highs coming up after this pattern completes? I know I'm repeating myself, but I just want to make sure I'm clear. IWM, I have a 5-wave move down, a flat, expanded flat pattern here, and that we have an impulsive wave, and that we're going to either this could be some sort of zigzag to end this XY here. So this could be a 5, 3, 5. Where we're done with our correction now. This could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to end this. That's what I'm looking at on IWM. DIA. The reason why I don't do the Dow very much, but I just want to show here on the I guess I'll start on the weekly, just like all the other ones. Definitely want to look at the weekly. We had a reversal candle and then made another reversal candle here. So let's maybe the second time's a charm, and we'll start our descent at this point. Is it a intermediate wave 4? It's possible, and that's where we're going to keep looking out for each and every day. So on the daily time frame, what I was seeing is that this is a 1, 2, in that this was an ending diagonal into the intermediate wave 3. Then we go down to 4. So if this is expanding diagonal here, and we ended off with a flat here, we have a 1, 2. This 3 has to be larger than the 1. 4 has to be larger than the 2. And this 5 didn't quite make it here. I did the measurement from the 2 to 3. The 4 to 5 has to be larger than that 2 to 3. And it just didn't quite make it on that last move. So it's possible that this has a bounce to make brand new all-time highs up to the top here to get past this 100% area. And that we'll see much lower levels at that point after this expanded diagonal is done. So that would certainly help out the case that we're going to get a push to the upside that on the DIA, push on the downside on QQQ and IWM, and just kind of in sort of support SPX, maybe just making that correction rather than all-time highs. So we'll have to see. We're juggling around all these indices. They're fighting against each other. And then I think they might actually sync up pretty soon here, especially if this hits all-time highs. I think they'll all start to really push to the downside. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at. All those indices. I just want to check out SPY. Just for a second, I want to see the volume. First of all, on the weekly, this is something that we check each and every week, not necessarily on this video. It's a little bit shorter video than usual, but we have than usual, not for the free one. So we have that volume pickup here on the reversal candle, so that's a good sign for the bears. It's typical that bear action has more volume than the bulls. That's very usual, but we like to see that next candle that we get this week. Will we have a little bit more volume in that if we push to the downside? That's what we're looking at on the daily. Once again, this is SPY. Just checking out the volume here. We had a large push of volume, and then we started to taper off a little bit, but that was enough to confirm that in this huge candle. So enough to confirm that we're pretty bearish there. But you see us just holding that 50-day moving average by a string, you know. So should we get a little bit of a bounce? I think so before we head back down, and even possible to eke out one more all-time high. Okay, the last thing. Let's check out. Give me 1 second here. All right, so let's check out BTC and be done with this video so we can enjoy the rest of our weekend. that didn't work. BTC futures. Okay, so on the daily, we have a couple things that we're looking at here. I was looking at this being a 1, either a, for this to be a 1, 2, 1, 2, and we're looking at this to be an A down, B up, and a C correction here, which we go to much lower prices. So, digging in just a little bit, looking at levels, we lost this descending pivot here, and we started to move down. So we're holding on to this this big support here. That it looks really good. I'm actually playing coin on this bounce. It's really a knife catching situation. So we'll see if BTC can hold over the weekend. Then we start to get a gap up. We could start to form somewhat of maybe a, I guess a head and shoulders. Maybe we'll get a little bit more of a right shoulder, or possibly this is the right shoulder, and we start breaking down from here. But we'll just have to see what the weekend brings out. It was a lotto play for myself. And it just looked like some very, very good support at that point. So I wanted to just jump into that play. But yeah, it looks like BTC is still very bearish. We may have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 count in here to where we need to start correcting anyway, which would bring our right shoulder for this left head, right head and shoulder pattern. So if we got this 5-wave down and we're starting to correct, we should see some sort of corrective move to the upside before heading back down. And this is a possible zigzag here, or much larger wave 5-wave down. So this could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, much larger down, or maybe a 5, 3, 5 at this point. So just keeping our eye on Bitcoin. Still bearish on it, but looking for some sort of bounce. That's it, you guys. The options expected move for the week. We're looking at about 76 points or so. And if we start to break any levels at all, this is really, really going to start expanding this expected move. It's been pretty tame. We saw a big dip after this here. We saw the expected move expand just tremendously, but it seems pretty tame at this point. When we start to lose some levels, then I really start thinking this thing will start expanding out, and expected moves will be much larger than 75 points to the upside or downside. So let's keep our eye on that. Should we reach that top point? I think so. If we start getting our bounce right here on Monday and headed in Tuesday, I think we'll get our expected move to the upside. It's coincides with the 618 retracement. There's a lot of confluence, a lot of storytelling that would tell us that we're going to come up here first and then start heading down. But it doesn't have to, you guys. I'm not telling you what it's going to do, because we could completely gap down and start heading down from this point very quickly. Just know that this could be our 5-wave move down very fast. So we'll see what kind of bounces we can get throughout it. All right, thanks for joining us here at Options Center. You guys like this video? If this information helps, have a good day.